This is the Ice Catacomb. This is by far our longest encounter. A lot of negative space in this thing, ton of pieces. One of the goals here was, because it's the only ice cavern, we wanted to put all the ice pieces you need to make a lot of cool things in here. So it's got just about every piece, but in this awesome ice color scheme.
All right, let's explore the Arctic hazards of the Ice Catacomb.
We've got tons of bread and butter pieces. We have straight walls, trifecta straight walls. We have corner entrance, more straight walls, swell walls, big trifecta curve walls, straight walls, bank transition walls. Just every trifecta piece, boom, boom, boom. Cool arch insert wall, looks awesome in ice. Let's show off some of these. We've got a bunch of stalagmites in here and they look awesome in ice. They look like big giant icicles. Good thing, the rising. Got the big, towering and pointy. This thing looks fantastic in ice, the corner fill. And the center of this room, we've got terrain trays. We've got two 12-inch terrain trays and a 6-inch terrain tray. And these things are gonna have something that looks like this, ice sheet on one side, and the other side will be like snowy rock. We'll show you the finalized designs when we have them, but the ice side will look something like this. These will be neoprene on either side with metal sandwiched in between, so all your anchor magnets will stick to them. They worked wonderfully well in the Dungeon New, and we can't wait to roll out some new ones, and these ice ones are going to be great for just this sort of thing, negative space build with big ice sheets. So this could be a frozen lake, it could be fragile, maybe the players could fall through if there's a certain amount of damage done to it, or something big and heavy steps on it. It gives you a lot of options. Maybe it's difficult terrain, maybe you've got extra movement in one direction because you can slide. A lot of options. You can play with what happens on the floor here. The standard pieces just look so cool. That's just this plain old swell wall. Got it in ice. It's just, Aaron worked really hard to put together a really cool ice look with an opaque base. We wanted to do something where you could really see the details, and opaque was the way to go. Oh, we got the cascading pool corner. Yeah, beautiful diagonal wall. These things just come alive in ice. This dead end horseshoe in ice. We have this two transitions. So we have a way in, so we have the Widening Passage with a transition paint job. So it goes from regular stone all the way down to full ice here. So a nice way to get into this cold white environment. And we have the passage intersection here, the removable arch topper. Same thing, goes from stone out to ice. On all these plain pieces, the green water pools have been replaced with icy cold frozen puddles there. It really looks like hoarfrost, right? Frozen ground, frozen stone covered with ice and the like. We've got a complete collection of banks in here. So we've got the curve, straight bank, and everything is wet and slick. It looks like, freshly frozen ice. We have these awesome whole floor pieces which look great over the ice. We have these little 2x terrain patch pieces we put underneath. They're just neoprene with a stiff cardboard backing. Beautiful texture, so you can have a little ice pit there for people to fall into. Maybe they'll crack through and fall into something terrible below. So beyond all this beautiful icy bread and butter, we have some new dedicated ice sculpts. So we have a 45-degree piece. So these things are 1 inch thick. They have a cool radiation to them. They're going to be cast and translucent, so you can see some light through them. This one is a 45-degree piece, so you can take two of them to make a full 90-degree curve, so you can sort of build a room with them. You can do an S-curve. You can do a circle. It gives you a lot of options. We want to be able to have people be able to make a wall of ice. That's why there's 10 of these in this room, so you can do a big old wall of ice. These things have a beautiful, they have a nice gradation to them where they start white and they get bluer towards the bottom. Really cool sculpt by Eli. It really looks like real melting ice. A little bit of iridescence on there to give it real shine. And just to make these things more fun, we made them hollow so that you could take one of your favorite miniatures, Aha, I am the Bean Slayer. I am the... And put them on ice. Then you can see them through the translucence there. So we thought it'd be a fun gag. In this room, we'll utilize it. We're gonna have some undead trapped in ice that if the PCs mess with the magic in this room, which of course they will, it could free the undead to then attack them. Oh, and these walls fit into wall insert slots, right? So they'll fit perfectly into any of the wall insert slots. So in this case, we're using them here to block up the sides of the room. That brings us to the center of the room. So over here we have this natural bridge, the curved natural bridge base, and the cool, big, beautiful natural bridge arch. This thing is 6 inches long, amazingly put together. Look at that thing. And it's very treacherous in the middle. Looks like perhaps it could break. It spans this really well. You can use it for any sort of long span. We wanted it to be really long so you could do some really, especially connected with this thing, like you can do some really long, dangerous runs for people to get into trouble. And then this leads up to, we have a Stairway to Violence topper in here. Let's break this thing apart. So, topper to the Stairway to Violence also looks beautiful and nice. I put a corner fill stalagmite in there to block the stairs up to try and force them to go across the path. We've got these blue glowing mushrooms in there to give everything an extra frosty cold look. And this thing, just how beautiful this thing looks in ice. It's pretty fabulous. And then on top of this thing is the true centerpiece of the room. We have the runic column here. So this is just a small stalactite, pointy stalagmite on top. This thing, such a cool Michelle sculpt. Look at that. So there's a bunch of crystals in there that have runes carved into each of them, and a color-changing RGB LED in there. Just a cool freestanding LED piece clearly of some sort of powerful magic. It fits perfectly at home here, brings this room together, and is beckoning the PCs to come mess with it and unleash the myriad undead frozen in ice all around it. This should be a very lively encounter.
All right, so that was the Ice Catacomb. All the cool, frozen, frosty, frigid ice pieces you could ever want. Ice terrain trays, ice stalagmites, ice walls that are hollow inside, ice natural bridge, ice stairway to violence, ice runic column.